Strung out but never tired. When the flames grow higher, we'll soar up from the fire and start again. All of the hours, all of the sleepless nights, trapped under blinding light. All of the faces blank as the room is bright. We'll take it all just to prove right from right. Just like birds on the wire, all of the hours, all of the sleepless nights, all of the worry trapped under blinding lights, all of the faces blank as the room is bright. We take it all just to prove wrong from right, just to prove wrong from Hold me now, I am breaking. Eyes are raw and bones are aching. When the night feels like it's closing in, you You call for me and no one's there. You try and breathe, but there's no air. The darkness closes in and it's so cold. I'll wake you up, you're in a dream. I am not the enemy, but look at what you've done to me. You can have it. You
My apologies, guys. Just realizing that I had the microphone muted there. I believe I did that last night as well. Welcome to ESU night number 2 for this week. Last night was the Open Division. Tonight is the... Sorry, last night was the Invitational Division. Tonight is the Open Division. A lot of new faces from different places looking to secure their place in the first-person perspective competition here, hosted by ESU. As we get into it, just want to say thanks to PUBG Tracker and Plays TV for supporting the ESU first-person perspective competition that we have on. On board now with a little bang. Hasn't got a head on him by the look of things. As you probably noticed, guys, there's no music playing right now. No ambient noise. You're not going to hear anything until these guys touch down. So we're just going to have to bear with headless little bang here as he comes down towards Mansion. So we're looking at the spread of players. They're pretty much following in the direction of the plane, mainly within 100, 200 meters south of the actual direction of the plane drop. Looks like Hook is already on the ground here with Reaper. Hook X, I believe. Reaper jumping into the UAZ right here. Hook not too far off to the northwest from him. Georgie Ball got Xopi, I don't know if I pronounced it properly. Genghis Kanye West. People are going to remember that name for the rest of the night. We got Bongs AU, Jake's 2141 in Georgia Pole, and in... Oh, I'm going to have to check. In tunes with his teammate, Yiki... You kicking my cow. Okay, some of the names are going to be a little bit more difficult to pronounce by the look of things, but... I think nonetheless it's going to still be a fun experience for everyone. You can see Deathstalker here getting a kill with the AKM, finishing off Bink. So 70 players left. We began with 36 teams and we just saw one more to the kill count. Little bit of contact still. Not in the school area though. We can see PX a Pro Dog. I was trying to click on a little bit earlier. Now picking up the over-under shotgun. Rolling for the reload. Also has the 9mm in tow. I think he just passed an ACOG scope there on the right. Yes, luckily he's gone and picked that one up. I hate to miss one of these. We have actually toned down the scopes in the rule settings for tonight. Last night we got feedback that the scopes as on 2x multiply was taking up a lot of the loot tables. So everything back to standard tonight. So no multipliers, no game effects added tonight. It is first person and 2-player squads. And other than that, it's going to be standard settings. Jumping on board with Ace in the vicinity, Ace 77 in the vicinity of Bullet L and Power AU. Some PUBG OCE players there in Milta Power, holding up inside of the actual, not the power plant, but the power building itself, the utilities building, as Boonsy moves west-northwest, looking for perhaps some medical supplies. I think they've taken a bit of mistreatment from Bullet L and his partner here, Power AU. See them sitting on the roof, looking very comfortable right now. I think the camera angle doesn't like it when we get too close to the ground there. So I might just go on a free look, make things a little bit easier. I think they're actually looking for the boys who just boosted off to the west, Boonsy and Ace 77. Definitely looking a little bit paranoid here, I think. Might have come to the conclusion that they're not around. Time to be getting into a bit more of a safer loot. Sting 17 with his partner I or I3Y3. I believe it's II. Nice landing there on the actual power plant roof. Very good building to actually loot there. You find that there's, I think, 3 rooms of the power control units, 1 level down from where we can see Sting. We'll jump on board with II, who's on the ground level, moving past the little utility hut shed. I think he's about to come up on a Scar here. Yes, he has found himself a Scar and a level 2 helmet. Already has a Scar in hand and a over-under shoddy on the back, so no need to pick up the other Scar. Will he trade out the shoddy for the micro Uzi? No dice. So probably more of a defensive play. I've noticed some of the more aggressive players in PUBG competitive like to go with the Uzi so they can assault in full auto at close range. You kick my cow, and in tune, still holding down the higher valued area at Georgia Pole. It does tend to spawn higher value loot. Overall, you will find more M4s, M16s, AKs in those big sheds, but there's less cover for them overall. You can see Bongs AU as we wait for the buildings here to load in. Just looting up on the top level of this 2-story building. Ignores the smoke grenade. Not seeing as much smoke getting picked up by guys at the moment. He's got a level 2 backpack. Personally, I would have picked that up. You never know when the smoke's going to come into play, especially in first person. We're looking in a third person perspective, which we can augment that situational awareness. But for these guys, if we get on board with them like this is the perspective that he's going to be seeing from. So if he takes fire from an unknown direction, things like those smoke grenades could really come in and play a very critical turning point and a defensive tip. Jumping on board with what in tarnation, and indeed what in tarnation have they found here in the box? A ghillie suit, an M249 saw if I am not mistaken. Very early getting a good pickup here. Nonetheless, at the shooting range, they find the sort of equipment you might expect to find in that area as well. Far up to the northeast, we can see Raffy, and Raffy is actually playing with Stephen Hawkins, aka Hot Wheels. They've got themselves a buggy as well, suitably for Stephen Hawkins. Lil Mama with teammates Little Bang. I think we were on board with Headless Little Bang before on the early drop as they came into Mansion. Just pop them out into third person. You see Little Bang facing forwards, not looking for a rear defensive maneuver here as they go to jump to the elevated village. Or perhaps not. Looks like they're going to go on foot instead of just carving straight up there with the buggy. Interesting strat. I don't know how many of you guys would agree, but I feel like most of you would have taken the car up there, if I'm not mistaken. What do you guys reckon? I will have a peep over at the chat in about 2.5 minutes. There is a 2.5 minute delay, but I'll be interested to see what you guys would have done in that situation. Would you have driven the car right up there, or would you have left it at the bottom? Because, I don't know, I think it's a very debatable topic. I, for one, very aggressive player. I'd probably just leave the car up here with me. Sorry, I'd not leave it, I'd drive it up. And I'm going to go have a look on the other side of the map. There's a red zone here down by Primorsk, which is actually splitting up Sharky and Twerk a fish. Some of these names are bloody original, mate. Got Zen or Zhen. I don't know if it's a Chinese name. That might be Zhen. RJM official also in Primorsk, looking very comfortable. And down at Novoprenoy, we've got Hayopa and Eco. I'm going to jump on board with Eco, see if I can get a better idea of how to pronounce this name. Eco, Ikogi, Eco, I don't even know. Eco Jeezen, Eco G's Gen. Eco, we'll call him Eco. You'll know who I'm talking about when it comes down to time in the firefights. You can see K's the Untamed. ACOG. I think he has the Kar 98K, which he does. Yes, absolutely has the Kar 98K in hand. I'm going to turn off the X-ray vision here. He's moving around inside the top of this double story. He's going to jump out in a free look. I don't know if he's got anyone in his actual sights. He might just be playing defensive here because the next town over does not seem to have any contact. But he is playing his cards right by making sure that he has as much situational awareness as he can take advantage of with first-person perspective only. Not much happening in the kill feed. Still 67 players alive. So very, very slow altercations occurring. Raffy now starting to come in from the north side of Stalba. He's going to jump out here. We can hear a little bit of contact. It sounds like it is in the Pachinki area with Fried Nerd. See Brody just knocked out Generation Aussie with the over-under shotty. Brody on the roof there. You can see him looking to stay in some hard cover. Generation Aussie just getting put down by Lima there with the M416. So we'll jump on board to see Lima's perspective. On the ground level. Brody out again. Oh, sorry. Brody got the knockout before. Brody DBNO now. As we can see Lima getting into contact with Fried Nerd. And Fried Nerd getting the peak. Had enough time to line up that shot. And cracks him open with a headshot. So he'll be going into the recycling bin with the rest of the cracked cans. As we get back on board with Fried Nerd. Looking around, can't see any other contention in the direct vicinity. So probably going to go to utilize some of those items in the crate. Looks like he's stemming up with an energy drink there to get the last 15-20% of his health back up to top. Jumping on board with PX Progdog. He's teamed up with Sneaky Arab. Loadout. He just found himself a level 2 vest. Got a pan on back, AKM, and also the M16. Progdog. What do we got here? What are you rocking? Sorry, we're on board with Sneaky Arab. That was what Progdog had. Sneaky Arab. I think I've just confused myself. Progdog. Okay, I'm on board with Progdog. Unless I got the exact same loadout, I think I've confused myself. Looks like Progdog's got himself level 2 backpack, level 3 military vest, and the M16 with an ACOG scope. So he's going to be able to not only be defensive, but also offensive here at medium to long range. In the western area of Gatka, there is no one between them and Gatka, which is moving to left of center of circle. A lot of the players that are starting to condense towards one another are moving slightly towards the southern, southwestern, and the east, northeastern, or dead on east line of latitude area of the circle. So probably the lower left and right 20 to 30% of the current play zone is where the most of the contention is going to be happening. We can see Steve Highroller putting down the final shots down range on a Rodney, but it's actually his teammate Inu that gets the final shot there, putting him down, and Fat Hitler takes a couple. Guy's got a chin made out of granite by the look of things. He's just probably taken about 4 to the shoulder or 4 to the chin and hasn't gone down. As we can see, Steve Highroller pushing for a flank right now. He's gone for an early pre-fire. Good technique there. Jump out by Fat Hitler. Fat Hitler taken down to about 20%, 10%, and then he finally gets wrecked out by Steve Highroller, putting in the work with the UMP. 59 players left alive, as we can see Steve now picking up Inu, his teammate, who's gone down in that altercation. Flo Zeph. I would be switching camera, but we are currently off another 2 seconds while they're using meds at the moment. Just outside of the current playable zone, but still with some time to be able to maneuver through the blue. So probably within eye shot, maybe not earshot of the boys up there at the small village on the north side of the east bridge choke point. And with all these guys here on the southern ends of the current play zone and then the southeast, east, southeast side, we're all going to come in towards Gatka Ruins and Hospital, and there is going to be about 4, 8, 12, 16 players in that vicinity, probably 3 big groups of contact that's going to be going down. We can see Oz Liam and Ripped, 2 different sets of teams moving in. I think we might need to jump on with Oz here because he's going to be able to set himself up for a shot, and he does have an M16 in hand. So if he can get an audible on this vehicle, he might be able to get perfect line of sight to be able to stop or put some rounds down range, add a little bit of damage. I don't know if Ripped is really going to be crossing into his line of sight here. If he goes down past that snaky side road, it might be able to get into line of sight. It looks like it's probably going to get closer to Sting here, tied up in this cover at the gas station as they're coming up within about 75 to 100 meters right now. Sting running out to the road, also with II looking to try and take a shot there, but it looks like Rip's made his way all the way into the circle. Not going to have to worry about contention for them, but there's going to be 2 other teams moving on foot. But Little Mama T moving with Little Bang, Headless Bang, aka Headless Bang, right past this gas station. And I think the guys at gas station are going to probably want to press up here. You can see them now in contact. Little Bang's sustaining a little bit of damage, but nothing too heavy that a little bit of stims can't fix. So Sting moving back, 4 rounds on board with the Kar98, so only haven't taken 1 shot there by the look of things, but has got an ACOG on board, so it's going to be able to work for him in his advantage as he's getting spread out even further from the rest of the pack, which is going to work very well if Oz Liam maybe makes a northerly push towards where Stephen Hawkins and Rafi are. It's going to leave Sting and his teammate open to be able to utilize the space in between them to use that Kar98 and 4 times at their advantage. See Funsies coming in on the MSR up from Milta, Shelter sort of direction, and they come off-road, moving along the crossroad just to the north side. We can see Ripped potentially in contact right now. His teammate M1K Hale, Mick Hale, potentially, I think it's Mick Hale, was taking a couple of shots there. I don't know if they're unintentional discharges, if they were targeted shots, but nothing too much happened in this current direct vicinity. Oh no, we've just jumped on board. We can see Yuki Macau just killed Jake, and Yuki Macau just killed Saber Guy with the SKS. Saber Guy trying to figure out where those shots coming from. Also, I was trying to figure out the same very much in that scenario, but you can see the confusion that was probably sustained there by Saber Guy until he got down in those final moments. Not enough cover for him to be able to really react in that situation. As you can see, you kick my cow and in tunes moving straight from outside of the red zone. I think very distracting having that red zone over your current player marker on the mini map while you're trying to figure out where you're getting shot from. So well played there by Intunes, and you kick Macau is Entraco is getting in very close into the vicinity of Intunes, and you kick Macau within about 100 meters now, just to the north, moving east to west along the outside of the MSR, pulling up at the next compound over in hard cover, which is going to be the 3 log cabins of yellow. already looted, so it's a dirty, dirty compound. Stops the car. Decides he wants to keep going. Looks like you kick Macau. He's going aggressive there. They're going to try and go for the KO. We see a couple of shots hit on the rear of the buggy there. You kick Macau and in tunes, making those shots count. Unfortunately, not able to get the knockdown. If they get the knockdown, they could definitely have secured that. Oh, you can see Snoog Togi trying to make a push in the direction for the audible contact that he's just heard. Oh, he can see you kick Macau and in tunes in sight right now. In tunes, no idea. You kick Macau, sustaining potentially one shot by the look of things. In tunes, you kick Macau now reacting, coming back in. In tunes getting put down by Snoog. Snoog trying to figure out where you kick Macau is at now. Snoog getting pushed out by an explosive grenade that's completely displaced him, but given the ability for you kick Macau to be able to come back in and pick up in tunes. So Steve High Roller actually knocking out Jagger Jack there with a headshot, the UMP9. Meanwhile, in that kill feed, and also we can see Inno killed Jagger Jack with the M416, bringing us down to 51 players. That was an incredibly high drop that we just witnessed there. Unfortunately for Snoog, he just probably landed at his feet. The trajectory of that spillway somehow with the explosion is just, I don't know, the collision damage just pushed him straight out on that 45-degree angle. Maybe it might even be a little bit higher than that. It might be a 60-degree angle. He's just got pushed straight out over the top of the spillway and completely exposed himself. I don't think that was planned by the frag that came out from you kick Macau, but it definitely worked out into their advantage. And I think what you could see there from that play between you kick Macau and in tunes is that the synergy they had of making that push using one to decoy, one to distract, and with that decoy, the other person is able to put a couple of shots down range or to make a aggressive maneuver like that with a grenade. It goes to show when you play with someone who you have synergy chemistry with and you think alike, it's going to be very easy to take advantage of those situations. Unfortunately for Intunes, it's going to put him on the DBNO scorecard, which is going to make it difficult late game if they make that far. Looking for the next likely confrontation, I think it's either going to be around south side of hospital, south side of the current play zone, which is going to be just to the east within about 400 meters of Gatka. Although Baden and Eco still outside the play zone. I think Baden and his teammate Zaki are actually looking to play edge strats with stims. Now you got to remember, guys, they do play for points, but there is also a kill tally, and for every 5 kills, an extra additional 2 points is going to be added to those teams. So the super aggressive players, perhaps people like Intunes and you kick Macau, are going to be able to make an early impact on those kill points as opposed to the survival points, because RNG does come into play, and if you do have the ability to take then that advantage, I think you definitely should, because you never know how long you're going to be able to play this for. You could be up on the scorecards, making your way into the zone, and then get hit by the red zone, and everything just gets into GG from there. So playing the right cards at the right time, and playing aggressive when you need to play aggressive, that'll be the difference between smart plays and some of the insecure plays. But looking like Tabanga and Subi are actually very comfortable in their current position. You kick Macau and Intunes actually moving out of the zone that leaving Subi and Tabanga behind on the external eastern side. So might work in their advantage if they're able to get themselves some hard cover or a sneaky defilade, as Subi and Tabanga are going to have to move in further to the west. We can see Fried Nerd now in contact with Eco. I think I did call Eco was on the outside of the circle for quite a distance, as they had to come in from outside of the zone. So sustaining a little bit of damage, probably getting slowed down in this contact with Fried Nerd. That might have been what actually kept them from getting in here. That frag going out, but the trajectory of it's going to make it land a little bit to the left. You can see it's just gone from the left side and pushed Eco to the right, and also his teammate unable to get Hey up, and he looks like Eco's going down as well. So Fried Nerd getting both Heyopa and Eco with the SKS and a frag in tow. Putting in a lot of work here, Fried Nerd. He's solo play at the moment. Looks like he's lost his teammate. Can't remember if it was a no-show or not, but Fried Nerd able to give himself a little bit of breathing space here. So he's only got 2 teams in closest proximity to him, probably within about 800 meters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 750 meters, and then to the north about 650 meters with K's the Untamed. So Subi, the last that we're in contact with, you kick Macau and Intunes now slightly moving towards the east, which is going to put them in the same trajectory as Fried Nerd. They're probably going to start to converge on one another around about 400 meters south of the ruins, as Beta and K's in close proximity. If K's can hear that vehicle, as we're on board with K's the Untamed, which he can't, not going to be able to make an impact here and sneak up on Baden. It might be able to get a visual once he gets over the death lades. We can see Bids and Kerbeeb inside of the high ground of the ruins. They can hear Baden now coming in. Baden rocking the AK. These boys are rolling in with a UAZ. Baden taking his shots. Big jump there. So Khabib putting those shots down. Caden taking them, but he managed to get away over the dip. Bit of a jump, but now Baden's in line of sight. Just going to pop that X-ray vision off and just see things from Khabib's point of view. He did have them in line of sight. Using a 2x scope at this distance is going to make it a little bit hard for him. It does obscure your view as well. You are watching this in ultra wide, but for most of these players, they are going to be in the regular 16:9 aspect ratio. So that scope is going to take up a great portion of that screen. And it's going to be very distracting, especially at that range, trying to hit a moving target. It's easier for stationary targets, but you can see Khabib moving around quite a lot here. Also, with that said, bringing up the X-ray as well, he's going to need to be able to see them within close enough proximity. But these guys are defilated behind the church. Let's just have a look what Zaki and Baden decide to do in this situation. I think as they come around the side of the church, but actually they're going for a northerly flank. You can see Gucci and Tofu. Now RJM official also in contact over here. As the boys in the Dacia Fappy makes his way up, but he just goes down. Fried Nerd knocking out the banger also in the kill feed there. We're on board with RJM official going for a flank on the north side, coming around to the east side. And his teammate is then actually able to get Flows out. So it looks like Flozef out of the game, unfortunately. With a nice push that they tried to make here. But, oh, we can see Subi also going down. So Subi the banger, Fried Nerd putting in some more work. I think Fried Nerd was coming up from the south side, if I'm not mistaken. So he did cross over with Subi. You kick McCowan in tunes. Now moving in the direction that we saw Subi coming out. So Subi definitely moving out from their hard cover here. And as I called, they were going to fall into contact with Fried a little bit towards Ruins. RJM official still in contact. It looks like a triple threat here. And then Bong's AU now starting to come into the fight on the northern end of things. We'll jump on board with Jake's 2142 as he gets closer to Entraco. Entraco, are they... Oh, they're unwittingly getting shot at from Bong's AU and also from 2142. Looks like they've got the high ground advantage now without any contention. They can look over on RJM official and also on Jen as Gucci Tofu looks to try and play an aggressive maneuver here on RJM official, but his teammate kills Amy, perhaps. He's moving into the ruins area. We see Bids and Zaki moving around inside the ruins. They've got eyes on Baden. Baden puts some shots down range. So we jump now back on board with Baden making an aggressive push here. Going around on the east side. Baden looking uphill, trying to find some sort of ability to take out the high ground advantage on the person that's shooting down from them. Taking shots from his left-hand side. Zaki trying to move in now and make it work on Bids. Bids putting shots out through the corridor there. Bids coming around, left side flank, about to get him in the back. Lost sight, moved around the west side. Vehicle coming in, looks like a UAZ, RJM official. No, it's a Dacia, so they've taken the white Dacia from the last gunfight that they just won. And looks like RJM and Jen are actually going to be hiding in the water here, while Bids and his teammate Khabib are actually going to wait it out. Everyone else is going to have to come into the zone from this side on the southwest area. We can see Zopi up there. In current contact. I can't skip to them right now because, again, we got the medical usage bug, which is going to prevent us from having a look. Looks like Zopi's outside the zone trying to pick up his teammate. If his teammate, Genghis Kanye West, is able to get revived, he's going to need to immediately bandage, and then he's going to have to first aid kit. So we'll see if we can make this in time. 2 seconds. Oh, it's looking very dire. He does manage to get him up. Genghis is going to have to get himself a little bit of treatment right now. 2 seconds. I think he's going to make it with the bandage. He needs to get a first aid kit in now. If he can't do so, which it looks like he isn't able to, he's just going to keep bandaging. This is going to spell disaster for them. There's a couple of shots flying off now between Roydy and probably in the direction of Steve Hawkins, but Stephen Hawkins is actually going to have to come in now from the western side. Ripped, Bachu, all over the bridge area right now. Tofu, Wangzo, first time we're seeing him on stream tonight, driving in the UAZ, going straight past the crate there on that southerly side as they move in towards Sunken City. They might ditch the ride here, go through the water as an optimal way of keeping in cover. The car is now defilated, which is going to prove to be an advantage for them, for anyone that's going to sneak up them from the west-hand side. But two teams now converging on the southwest of, the south-southwest of the Sunken City. We can also see in Sunken City Reaper 11 moving around just on the water's edge there. These guys have some very nice cover, and if they wait out for some of these shots to rain through, they might be able to pick up a kill here on RJM official. These guys have been playing it quite well since they hit the water, but it looks like Gucci Tofu still in contact here at the high ground on the west-hand side of the ruins right now. Just trying to get a better angle. Gucci Tofu with his teammate kills Amy. Or Kiss Kissimmee, there we go. My apologies, butchering another name here tonight. You saw it first on ESU, First Person Open Division. We're watching Kissimmee moving around, trying to find the culprit. But I don't think he realizes that both of the contacts that he had are down. This is going to spell a little bit of income and damage for Gucci Tofu because he's going to be bleeding out. He's at almost 60% health, so it's probably his first knockdown. RJM official currently in contact. Looks like with Baku, also in tunes, and you kick Macau. You kick Macau in tunes, actually putting them down for about 125 meters across the southern area of Sunken City's island towards the middle island there. Reaper, I think they're taking shots now towards Intunes. We can't get on board with them until the medical supplies have been finished being used, but they're using other first aid kits. That's going to spell another 5 seconds for us unable to render in to see what is happening here with Reaper. Reaper on board with an 8-time scope on a Kar98 by the look of it on those iron sights. He can see the UAZ that was left behind by Bachu. Nicely defilated Bachu and Tofu Wangzhou. So these guys are going to have a very strong position. We can see Twitchy getting approached by Zopi from the west-northwestern region as Genghis Kanye West managed to have obviously gotten himself in with a... It's actually going to look like it was a full first aid kit. Zopi unfortunately gets knocked down outside the play zone, probably out of meds there. I don't think Genghis Kanye West can do much for him, but it was good team play there with the revives that these guys managed to crack off. And we can see Genghis Kanye West looks like he's trying to heal. He's definitely trying to heal. We're going to get out of there before we get locked to another spectator bug because of the medical situation. As KZ the Untamed moving in the same direction you kick Macau and Intunes did. Bachu, Tofu, Wangzhou. There's going to be a big trifecta of firepower here. This Trinity is going to be where it's all going to start cracking off. But one of these guys, one of these teams is going to stay quiet. It's going to give the advantage. Looks like it's a Bachu. Bachu still keeping his head down, making a smart play here. Not too far away from Lil Mama and Lil Bing. These guys are going to have the advantage so far away from everybody else. As we come into these teams now in contact here, we can see Kissimmee made his way over. And he's over on the west hand. But he's taking some shots in from UMP. And you can see Gucci Tofu almost getting dropped there, but it looks like Stevie High Roller ran out of bullets. He got to his AKM, but it wasn't enough time to be able to do it. Intunes getting killed by Gucci Tofu. High Roller finally killing Kissimmee. Intunes getting the kill on Stevie High Roller. Interesting to see that those kills came one after another in different order on the actual kill feed. Intunes putting some more work down range. Intunes looking to try and get himself picked up again, but he's taken so much damage. Having a couple of DBNOs in this late into the match is going to make a big difference for him as Little Bing and Little Mama make their way into the zones on the north side. Underneath the bridge, we can see the troll under the bridge getting killed by Bachu, the Billy Goat Gruffer right there. Was allowed to cross that bridge. And Ripped and... Who's Rip's teammate here? Mikhail. So it's a 2v2v2. It's a triple threat between teams. And then you got your Kicker Macau as well, still in contention. 7 players left alive. I think you kick Macau in the best situation right now. But he's taken a shot. Even though he's suppressed within 100 meters, one of these squares, 100 meters, these guys are going to be able to hear him. So Bats are going to be well aware. They are taking a little bit of damage sustained, but they are on a very safe area of the circle. So it's not going to be too much of an issue for them. Lil Mama and Lil Bing, having been moved out of their safe zone in the northeast side, are getting pushed closer and closer ever so momentarily towards Ripped and Mikhail. So once his circle starts closing in, I think you see Ripped and you kick a Macau now in contact. You kick a Macau trying to stay underneath that rock that is past the southern side of that defilade, but that's only going to open Ripped up. Every time one of these guys takes a shot and they miss, it's only going to open themselves up to more contact. Lil Bang, Lil Mama currently in the safest area of the circle with a nice big defilade at their advantage, unless somebody pushes up on the defilade on high ground. So if these guys come across on the north side of the road, just to the south of Lil Bang, Lil Mama, you're going to see something go down here. Mikhail and Ripped suppressing, not really taking shots, but you can see Bachu now having eyes on Lil Bang, Lil Mama, but Lil Mama, Lil Bang now going to be returning fire as I think you're going to find Ripped and Mikhail coming around from the side of us. So Bachu about to go down here from Lil Mama. Then you see Ripped putting in some work. Lil Mama going to go down. This triple threat is really going to be taking out one on each team. Lil Mama getting in the zone, looking to secure some points here. I think it's a very dull situation when you look at Lil Bing, Lil Mama separated from one another. Mikhail and Ripped right in the middle of it. You've got Kika Macau and Tofu Wangzhou. These guys are going to play it a lot more. We're trying to get out of the spectator view. We're locked in because of the meds being used. I'm going to switch straight over to Little Bing once we can get out. So you're going to find that Tofu Wangzhou and Kika Macau are going to play a lot more passively because I don't have a teammate that they're going to have to support or push aggressively with Ripped taking a hell of a lot of fire from the northeast side from Lil Bang. Lil Bang able to stay very, very well concealed. He probably shouldn't get up and run here. He's got to realize that the render distance is going to work to his advantage. He's put himself in complete exposure. Lil Bang getting smashed by Ripped there. So finally getting a kill. And Mikhail and Ripped sitting nice and comfortably. Lil Mama contesting the zone. Tofu Wangzo probably in the most comfortable spot right now for contention. You kick a Macau not in a very bad place either. But I think these two teams with the 2 versus 1 in the northwest and the north central area of the circle is going to be the most highly contended. Please stop PUBG with the medical first aid bugs where I can't switch the camera because this is what the people want to see. We're on board with Lil Mama now. She's completely stuck between 3 different teams, and one team have got 2 eyes on. She's very well concealed here. Perhaps I haven't seen her. If she doesn't have a helmet on her head, she's going to be very well concealed. I think she's got the advantage here. She might be able to put some shots down range. Lil Mama might be able to do this. Opting to go for the UMP silenced. Not a bad idea, but at the same... too much maneuverability right there as this exposed her. Now, you can see Mikhail moving around for a northwesterly... Sorry, on the northwest, moving northeasterly, trying to get eyes on the feet of Lil Mama, which he's about to. Definitely looks like this is going to happen right now. Lil Mama just got taken down by the AKM from Ripped. Ripped is putting in a lot of work here. You're going to see Tofu Wangzo now. He's got an advantage because he is well deflated, above ground, behind a tree, while you're going to have to see... Actually, no, Tofu Wangzo, I'll take that back. You kick my cow is probably in the best situation right now. Spread between 2 teams that are directly opposed from another, almost looking in the exact same direction. I don't believe that Ripped and Mikhail are too worried about the south side of the road for the fact that they came from the south-southwest side of the road, or the northwest side of the road, moving over to the northeast side. They do now know that Yukika Macau is there because he just put Lil Mama down. On board with Mikhail, about to jump out now. We can see he's pulled out the frag. I don't know if he's actually thrown it there. He did have it in tow in hand. He's chucked it, and it hasn't hit. It was close, but no cigar. Yukika Macau completely explodes. I don't know where he's getting shot from, but gets lucky enough to get behind that tree. Now Ripped is completely in a bad situation, but his teammate manages to get the kill. Mikhail unable to secure so many kills at the end there in those final circles, but Ripped's making big use of the ability to work with his teammate and actually securing 4 of those kills. So that puts 5 between them with a bonus of 2 points on top for each kill. 2 points a kill, bonus of 2 points for Ripped and Mikhail. I'm just going to grab the name just to make sure that I can see which team these guys are from. If I can find them, Ripped on the scoreboard. Maybe Mikhail's name will show up. There we are. Ripped Mikhail ITB 24/7 coming in first place. You got Yukika Macau in Chewins, Bachu, Tofu Wangzo in 3rd, 4th Lil Bang, Lil Mama, and these guys got 8 kills between them. That's a solid effort. Hooks and Reaper, 2 kills between them. Bink, Car, Zay, K's perhaps, the Untamed, no kills. Deathstalker solo player playing passive gets 1 kill still. Kisame, 2 kills with Tofu coming in at 8th place. Stevie High Roller, and also with Inu, these guys putting themselves up there on the board with 7 points. Now you got to remember, guys, you can place on the boards, but if you're going to get 2 points a kill, plus for every set over 5 for your team and a bonus of 2 points, you can make much more of an effect on this leaderboard depending on how aggressively you play. Maybe keep that in mind for the next rounds that are following for anyone that was already out. Shopi and Genghis Kanye West on the board at the bottom for the top 10 with 0 kills apiece. In 11th, we got Twitchy, Roy D, Jen, RJM Official, 12th place, Steve Hawkins, Rafi, Khabib, Bids, II, and Sting. And these guys came in at 15th. 16th place, we've got Fried Nerd and Generation Aussie. Fried Nerd getting himself 6 kills there. You know what? I think I need to mention how many kills Yukika Macau and Intune's got. 9 kills on Yukika Macau. Intune's getting 5 kills. The difference in points that's going to make depending how they place in the next game against Ripped and Mikhail. If Ripped and Mikhail play the same aggressiveness that they had in this game, they can get easily outclassed and passed in points by a second placing team with that many kills. Keep that in mind, guys. We've got Funsies and Keys in 17. 18th place is Jake's 2142 and Bongzayu dying on that big middle hill there when they were completely unable to stop the defense to the southwest that was coming up. Sorry, northwest that was coming up on them. Twerk of Fish and Jaki, 19th place. Zaki and Baden, no kills apiece at 20th. Feld 17, and then Trucker at 21st. I'm just going to quickly grab a screenshot here. We're going to have to update the scores for the first round of the ESU Open Division. Just bear with me one moment. We'll scroll down, see who else we got here after 21st place. So coming in 22nd, we've got Sneaky Arab, PX, Prog Dog with 1 kill each apiece. 23rd, The Banger, and Subi. Those guys dying just to the west, sorry, just to the east, a couple of hundred meters out from Gatka. Maybe perhaps a kilometer or two out from Gatka to the east, making that push as they came into contact there, converging on the south side of the zone. I think it was about 5 zones out. In 24th place, got Fapple, sorry, and Flozef. Heyopa and Eco, 0 kills apiece. Aussie Liam, unable to get higher than 26 playing solo there. It's a bit of a shame when you're in the game solo like that, but still being able to get above last place, that's an effort in itself. So well played to you, Liam, and sticking it through. What Intarnation and Revsy in 27th place. Zen and Jagged Jack, 1 kill at 28th. Snoog Togi, the guy that we saw, actually a notable play there. I think it was actually Yukika Macau and Intunes, if I'm not mistaken, that got that grenade kill that threw Snoog up in the air and completely exposed him out of that spillway and got him downed. Jake is in 30th place with Saber Guy, no kills there again. Looks like the rest of the board very, very low, all the way down to 37th place, with Roy Eskimo leftovers coming in dead last. Just bear with me one moment. From 21st up, I'm going to grab another screenshot for the admin boys to update the scorecards. And I'll grab one more screening after that for the final few players on the board there. And then we'll be back within the next 10 minutes for round 2 of tonight's ESU Open Division. And got to give a shout out to Yukika Macau and Intunes. I think definitely players of the match. And if it was them, indeed, Yukika Macau, I think through that frag when Intunes went down and it threw Snoog out of that spillway, that's going to be play of the game, hands down. I don't think I've actually seen in a competitive match with casting a play like that was so far off the spectrum of what was normal, seeing him fly so far out. We did see a late frag there with the contact that was in the far south region, sort of to the east of Gatka, where that frag had gone out, bounced off the tree and pushed the 2 guys left. Sorry, pushed the 2 guys from the left to the right. But it just was not in the same scale as what happened with Yukika Macau, Intunes, and Snoog as well. So, thanks for sitting through round 1, guys. We'll be back, as I said, within the next 10 minutes or so. And we'll be ready to kick off round number 2. So, we'll see you then.
and I'm lost. Can't find a new emotion that's ever enough. And you can't deny it's real. 'Cause there's no deeper love. There's no deeper love than what we're feeling. There's no deeper love. Ooh, baby. There's no deeper love than what we're feeling.
Oh, it turns out I've been muted this whole time, hasn't it? Oh dear. Did anybody just notice that Leftovers here just had a contact with... Oh jeez, who was that now? Who was that he was with? I'm completely lost now. It's completely thrown me off. How long was I muted for, guys? I am so lost right now. Let me get my composure back. I hope I was only muted momentarily and not for the entirety of this match, because that would be very embarrassing. I need to just quickly contact admin about that, because that that's a real big concern if these guys are playing together. And who was it that we saw here? Leftovers. I feel like a kick needs to go in order here, unless I've completely missed something. See Jopi in contact right now. Sorry guys, trying to regain my composure. I got really distracted there. Thanks to everyone that DM'd me. Oh, my entire Discord is full right now with messages, but obviously casting, I've muted everything, so I sincerely apologize for that. Regardless, I was just sort of going on and on about what had happened there with Leftovers. And it looks like there were wrong teams there, it seems. Okay, so I'm not going to take any action against Leftovers there. He was with his teammate. These guys are in two different teams. So there has been some issues, a bit of a mix-up there with players, but they're just going to have to deal with it for the sake that we can't stop the game just for the sake of a couple of people not being able to make it into the right teams. I don't know whose responsibility that comes into, whether it was voiced or not. That's all up for speculation, but that's going to get dealt with after the fact of the game ending. We can see a couple of frags coming out towards Intune. Some of the stronger players from the last round. In Tunes, we can see KZ Untamed just took out Waikik Macau. Unfortunately, one of the strongest players. He got 9 kills last round, but In Tunes going down as well, unfortunately, in that altercation. We're completely sideways now. We're gonna have to jump on board with somebody else to get out of this perspective. And we're on board with Jake's 2142. We did say Jake's 2142 actually going down, holding onto the largest hill on the map in some of the earlier circles of last game. In very close proximity to KZ Untamed. Jeez, he nearly fell off that cliff. That would have been embarrassing if that had happened. You would have seen it first here on ESU, first-person servers for the open division. If it can happen, it will happen in PUBG. That is the nature of the game, and unfortunately for these guys, going right into line of sight, we can see that KZ Untamed with the Groza getting the kill on Jakes, and then I quite like this perspective. This is giving us a little bit more of a battle feeling right now. As we can see Bombs AU getting put down by Bink, KZ Untamed. The benefits and the the benefits and the spoils go to the victor in this situation. You can see Reaper crossing over in their buggy right now, heading to the inside of the circle. Pardon me, going past Yaga Jack, right into the direction of Snook Togi, the old Cownader victim from last round. Not too far off as he's getting approached right now. You can see Reaper in the buggy pushing up very close. Snook able to start getting the aim down sight right now if he does the right thing here. Putting some effective shots down range. He can get a knockout. Put an upset on the board for these guys and take them out of contention for the top 10, but they're unfortunately unable to do it. Reaper only sustaining about 30 to 35% damage in that altercation. Moving right into the middle of the zone, we can see Jopi A77, Ace, who actually moved all the way from the north side of Stalba, into the ruins. No contention into the direct proximity, but there are a couple of other players not too far away from the current position. So Fat Hitler, I believe, was originally shooting at Ace and at Jopi. Ace has managed to be right in the middle of them. We can see Reaper, Steve. Oh no, these guys are actually moving into one of the factories that are fortified, but there is another team in there. So probably a good play. You can see Hook taking cover behind this rock. If his teammate isn't too aggressive and wants to play a little bit more defensively here, they're going to be able to make a good impact on anybody else that comes into contact or in a vicinity of the warehouse. Hopefully they have the mentality that the warehouse is already taken and it doesn't punish them. Looking like they've made the right decision here. Reaper potentially moving in towards the crate right now. I am constantly checking every 20 seconds to make sure I haven't accidentally muted myself, guys. Oh, man. Looks like Sonic Devil's telling me I was muted the entire time, unfortunately. I apologize. I'm going to make it up for you here. I'm going to try and make sure we get to see as much contact as possible. And Trico moving up on the elevated village with Subi in sights, putting a shot down range into center of mass. Subi taking a extensive amount of damage there from a single bullet. It was a critical hit, putting him down to about 25% health. Maybe slightly closer to 30%. He tries to compensate that, and Traco taking some shots inbound as well. Looks like it's Tabanga putting these shots down range. As then Traco's getting chased by the blue zone. Moving out to the elevated village. Subi in tow with Tabanga. As Entraco continues to move towards Feld 17, who's ready to jump into that buggy right there. Subi needing a med right now. He's not too far from the zone, but he's going to sustain a lot of blue damage if he doesn't GTFO right now. As we move a little bit further over to the west side, we can see Deathstalker also on the outside of the blue zone. Not too far off the edge. He's about to get in. Not going to sustain any critical damage here. We can see Mikhail and Ripped, guys who took out first spot in last round. Not too far off from Ace Gun, Aussie Liam, and also Tofu Wangzhou. Wangzhou. My apologies for butchering your name once again. At least the upside to me being muted for the majority of the early part of the game is that nobody heard me butchering any names so far this round. Fapple and Flows right now chilling inside. I don't know, is it the mayor's office? Is it the state office building? I'm not really too sure what to call this one. I'm just going to call it the mayor's office for now because Yasna is quite a large town. I can hear a few shots cracking off. We jump on board with LGN Shadowpoi. Moving not too far away from the guys who are over on the east side of town. As they crack in, they're going to go through the central apartment side, probably looking for some high value loot here. Late game looting is not good. It's better to kill people and knock items off their list. You can see Juice FBZ killing Zen 1. Bit of contact going on with Deathstalker as well. Lil Mama not too far off. A couple of 100 meters over to his right hand side or east side. Looks like Lil Mama still playing to try and get a couple of shots on here. Looting up right now on one of the corpses. Sitting with the teammate Lil Bang, aka Headless Bang. Still has eyes in the direction of Deathstalker, but you can see with the x-ray vision that I just pop on there, he was defilated, and Little Bang gonna have a Dacia at their disposal to be able to utilize here. Jopi and Genghis Kanye West coming into some contact here with the guys coming out of Stalba. You gotta look up at Ace coming right out the back of everybody from Stalba. He's gonna have the opportunity now to really put some bullets down range into the guys while their backs are turned if he can hear them while they're exposed. Genghis Kanye West taken down to about 10% health. He's in the middle of being in treat right now. Jumping out of being on board with him. We're going to jump on board first person with Jopi. We can see him put 2 shots right in the center of mass on Inferno. And it looks like... Sorry, Fat Hitler. I read Inferno there. Total miscalculation of the ability to read his name. Fat Hitler putting him down with... I think it was the M416 if I'm not mistaken. Fat Hitler still in contact right now. Jumping on board with Fat Hitler. Trying to find Jagger Jack 77 into his line of sight. We bring up the X-ray vision. Jagger Jack now exposed. Probably just seen to the right-hand side of Hitler. No, Hitler hasn't seen him. So I think Jagger Jack probably going to be able to turn around and make this work for him as he starts shooting up range. I am trying to get onto Jagger Jack right now, but I'm locked because of the med kit bug. As I get on board with Jagger Jack now, you can see that Genghis Kanye West is moving past him on the southeasterly, heading southwesterly down towards the north side of Yasna. Still very far out from Yasna, my apologies, to the far northeast side of Yasna. Rip's taking some shots at Ace Gun, moving from left to right in the UAZ, heading across the north side of the fields underneath the main power line. Mikhail putting some shots down range as well, so these guys have bombed that target and they want to take it out. It's interesting to see these guys aren't going to be shooting at the actual wheels on the cars to try and stop them, disable them, put them in a rock and a hard place and capitalize on that situation. Always going to try and get that knockout, which in itself can lead to extra bonus points, which are going to lead to kill points, multipliers, and add some additional props there. But you can see Stevie Highroller just ran over Boonsy with the little buggy, and unfortunately that's going to put an end to his night as he jumps out to try and get Inu here on the revive without any contention right now. Well hidden until Rodney and Jagger Jack get inside of the blue zone. I don't think Fat Hitler's going to have too many problems. Rodney chasing the circle right now. If he looks to his right, he might be able to see over that death lane just to his right, couple of 100 meters. Stevie Highroller, but looks like they're going to get up. If Inu can get himself to one of these boxes, he's going to be able to secure some meds for sure. Prog Dog and Sneaky Arab moving up as well. And Ace Gun inside hard cover right now. One of the only well hard covered places in one of the final circles of the map. We're going to jump on board with Ace. Oh, it's actually not hard cover. It's only just the base, concrete base of the of the power lines, and I think he's going to use the car for cover, which could spell trouble. If these guys are going to hide behind it and someone sees it, they're there, disabling the wheels, leaving them stuck behind the base of that power line is actually going to have them only going to be able to use the car and the base as cover. If they blow up the car, they're going to sustain somewhere from 100% to 50% damage depending on their distance from the car. It's really put them in a peculiar situation, also being spread, not being just in contact with people over here to the northwest, but also if anybody comes up from below them right now, which is exactly what's happening. Approximately 4 teams moving up. We can see Flows holding hard as the circle's about to converge on them in the next 30 seconds. And LGN, Shadow Boy, actually moving up right now. Very exposed. About to see a firefight right here. Very close proximity. Fapple putting out Roy Day. Fragger Jack killing Snoogie there with the UMP as well. Juice FBV getting a double on Little Bang. And Mama T with the Groza. And we can see the boys at the power lines perishing on the south side. Ace Gun still holding well. He's got contention over 125 meters to his right, just down on the southeast side of the circle. There is 1 point of hard cover that needs to be contended for right now. We can see Juice recently in a firefight. Fat Hitler right now in a firefight. Trying to get on board with Fat Hitler if I can, please. Fat Hitler capitalizing on the situation. Able to finally put down Stevie High Roller. Stevie High Roller knocked out and killed Rodney. Aussie Liam got Tofu Wongu there in that. It was a very messy situation. A lot of players going down, leaving us to the final 11. Sneaky Arab moving up on the rock for hard cover on a corpse, looking to utilize some of the possessions that were there left on the crates. A lot of shots getting popped off here south of Ace's previous location. 77 was sitting there on the north side of that power line with Flows and Fapple making their way up from the small log cabin. LGN Shadowboy, nice play here, right behind this tree. Hard cover on the south side, closest closing acute side of the blue zone circle, going to buy him time to be able to move in. Nobody yet having contended. Oh, Jagger Jack puts some shots down range, gets himself a kill on Lima. Sorry, knockout on Lima with the M16. Throwing a little bit of smoke there by the look of things. Lima down at the moment. He was possessing a Scar, so Scar versus the M16. I think the M16 had a better accuracy in that firefight. Lima not able to have anyone come and resurrect him right now. So it looks like Jagger Jack's going to come in for the push with Brody on the right-hand side in close proximity. I think you're going to find Brody's waiting for this to be capitalized on and then to try and finish him off with the comms that's going to come in once Jagger Yak has been commed. Brody's going to know exactly where he is. If he can make this count, he would have been able to get a headshot there, except he got contested from the south side. And it looks like LGN is actually getting aggressive, giving away his position to the guys that are sitting on the power lines. Jagger Jack taking some shots from a red dot on an AK, so effective at range but maybe not effective at optics, as we can see Brody, Jagger Jack slightly outside the circle. Prog Dog, Sneak AU now moving, Sneaky Arab, sorry, now moving inside of the circle, the only team inside the circle as of current. LGN Shadow Point now making a strong move, moving towards the hard cover. This is going to work out for him as long as he doesn't get compromised by the guys that are down here on the west side of the power lines. It looks like it's a good move. Shadow Point moving in. I think we have to jump on board with Jagger Jack here. I think he's seen him. Jagger Jack still got eyes on the door, so he might be able to prevent LGN Shadowboy getting inside of the building, sitting on the west-hand side of that building itself, moving towards the north. I think Jagger knows he's going to come around from the north side. Brody above might be looking to get eyes on, but it's defilated, so unable to make a move here. Shadowboy inside of the building right now. Nicely covered. Still potentially going to be exposed from the windows that he's got to his north and to his west as Jagger Jack is moving towards the building. I don't think he saw Poi getting in there. Jagger doesn't know what to do. He's getting wrecked from the west-hand side, shooting west to east, and he puts him down with the AKM. Well played there for Shadow Poi. That's just going to leave 3 different teams outside the circle. We jump on board with Flows right now. 2 to the center of mass, 1 into the chest, 1 into the neck. Another shot right center of mass on the head into the helmet, putting down 2 there. Flows getting Prog Dog and Arab with the SKS. AKM getting shot out of the south area, going up range, trying to get that shot on Fapple. I think it was from Poi down there in the house. Brody in contention here. So we're only looking at 3 players left alive right now in a 1v1 situation. Oh no, it looks like Poi's completely exposed. He might have seen Flows in that current location. We're going to jump on board with Brody right now, who's got the high ground advantage. Any of these guys come out to try and get in contact with one another, it's going to work out in Brody's advantage. He is concealed from Shadow Poi right now, so that's going to leave Flows completely exposed, as we can see that that Shadow Poi is being the aggressor here, trying to look for Brody while he was firing at flows. So these guys are distracted by one another in an anti-clockwise motion, which is probably spreading out this gunfight longer than it needs to. Brody reloading now with the 4x scope, using that to his advantage. But I think if you go one-on-one, you're going to see the SKS prevail here for the fact that he's able to put 2 shots down range in the same time that Brody is able to put 1 down. Using that defilade to his advantage, he goes back, goes into treat. I realize I can actually get out of the med bug by hitting space and then rolling towards the other guys. So whenever that happens, if they're in close proximity, I'm going to try and do that. I can see now Shadow is going back inside of the house as the circle starts to close in. I don't know if Brody's going to be able to stay in the circle. No, unfortunately, Flo's going down as Brody has to approach. Shadow Poi knows exactly where Brody is. I think it's going to be advantage to Shadow. He sees him, but Brody ready to take that shot, standing his ground on that undulated re-entrant to the hillside. Brody completely exposed there. Unfortunately, unable to make a hit. 1 hit to center a mass from LGN. Shadow Poi looking to get that other one. Oh, the Kar 98 hits him on the left shoulder and puts him down to about 30% health. Brody putting in some strong plays, switching to the M416 at close range. This is going to be very effective here. More HP on right now sustaining more HP right now for Brody. I'm going to lose my words here. I'm getting very excited as Brody tries to throw a frag through the window there, and it does go through. Very rare that you see that work effectively. Shadow Poi going down to Brody. I think that frag going off might have been enough of a distraction to throw LGN Shadow Poi off his game and give the mental upper game to Brody. Brody carrying Lima through that for the last final few evolutions of the circle there to take in first place. We've got LGN Shadow Poi Ultima. Second place, Fapple and Flows. Flows sustaining as much as he possibly could in those last 2 circles. Fapple getting 4 kills. So these guys in the top 3, looks like Fapple putting in the most work at the moment. As we go further down the leaderboard to PX Progdog. I'm checking again to make sure I'm not muted, guys. My apologies. I'm so embarrassed and I feel so bad that you guys had to go and sit through that. So I'm so happy that you stuck through it. Do feel free to DM me again, because I have seen how many you guys did send. Thank you for that. And I'm just reacting to another DM I got. So thank you very much. Jagger Jack and Zen number 1 with Juice, FPV, Snoog, Togi unable to really put himself up there and maybe get away from the stigma that he is the guy that got tossed 40 meters in the air by a grenade that came out from Wiretip Macau. Ace Gun in 77 in 7th place. Geez, lucky 7s. He might need to order a lottery ticket for tonight. Oz Liam 41 with 1 kill on the board. Tofu Wangzo playing solo, staying up there. You put in a good effort, mate. Don't give up. You're the kind of people that people in the stream are going to be rooting for. The underdog playing by himself, staying in the top 10. You're putting points up there and you're proving that you can do it by yourself. Nice plays. Congratulations on getting 8th place as a single player. Inu 2 kills. Stevie High Roller 2 kills. A nice even stroke between these guys coming in at 9th with Fat Hitler 00 and Rodney 00. 2 kills, to Fat Hitler, and Rodney unfortunately unable to get one suitably though for his name, Rodney spelt with a 0. Going to take a screenshot here for the admins to be able to update some of the scores here, guys. Thanks again for bearing with me with the issues with tonight's cast. I do appreciate your patience, and it does not go unnoticed. 21st place. I'm just going to move up above that to get some of these final screenshots, and I'll read out some of the other guys that I have missed. So just give me one moment. I'll chuck a little bit of background music in here to stimulate your senses. This is a little bit of music that I've created myself as well. So if you do like it, do let me know. I would appreciate. And maybe I'll work on something a little bit more suitable for the stream itself in the future. Just one more screenshot to do for the update for the leaderboards, guys. Now I'm going to go back through some of the guys from 11th place and upward. So we've got Reaper 11, 0 kills, with Hooks on 0 as well, coming in 11th. Little Bang, Headless Bang, aka. We did see it. Bang, if you're watching right now, your head was not on at all for the entire parachuting part of the first round. Lil Mama T, you and Lil Bang came in with 5 kills between you at 12th place. Twitchy with 3 kills, and Roy D. I'm sorry, mate. I'm going to just butcher your name whenever I see that. Too many Y's in close proximity in that particular name. But you guys coming in 13th place. Ripton Mikhail, you guys came in 1st place last game, unable to sustain your momentum and move up on the scoreboard in the top 10, but still placing respectively and respectably in 14th. Ace 77 and Boonsy. Ace Gun 77 and Ace 77. I'm going to get confused between these two guys. I'm going to have to find something distinctly different about how these guys play to make sure that I am making comments about the right Ace 77 there. But Ace and Boonsy coming in 15th. Genghis Kanye West and Jopi at 1 kill apiece in 16th place. Stephen Hawkins and Rafi rolling in at 17th with 0 kills apiece. KZ Untamed, 5 kills. Good effort there, mate. Carrying Bink over at 18th. Gucci Tofu and Kisame 0, unfortunately. You guys did good last round, pushing up there on the ruins, getting into some of those final places there. Unfortunately, I'm able to do the same thing in this, but you've still got one more round ahead of you of tonight. Deathstalker 666 with 4 kills. You are an evil person and you've taken 4 lives tonight. Keep up the good work as a solo player. We like seeing people like you who are committing even without the help of your teammate. Feld 17 and Entrake 0 kills. Entrake and Traco 21st. Tabanga Subi 22nd, and we see Riders Badman and Reds No Wouse. I don't know if you guys are doing this on purpose. I'm not going to be able to pronounce that at all. 23rd. That's the 23rd place team. Funsies and Keys coming in 24th. Bongze, you and Jake 25th. 1 kill apiece. Leftovers, another underdog. 0 kills on the board, but coming in 26th place all by himself. Why kick a Macau? 2 kills. Again, showing even with a low placement on the board, probably based on RNG, based on where you landed and the conflict that you had early on, still showing at 27th place, you're getting a few kills on the board there. So I would have anticipated if you made it into the top 10, we would see multiples of that, probably a repeat somewhere in the vicinity of the 9 that you got in the first round. Well played in tunes, and you why kick Macau? 28th, One Incarnation and Revsy. 29th, Batu, Royal Eskimo. 30th, got Fried Nerd and Generation Aussie. Baden and Zaki coming in 31st. Power AU and Bullet L. 2 kills between them at 32nd. A Twerker Fish and Sharky. Maybe you should have gone with Twerker Shark as well. I like your unique name that you've got there, coming in at 33rd with Hey Oppa and Eco Gezgen at 34th. RJM Official and Jen coming in 35th, and last place II and Dalbatron. Well played to everybody. Thanks for sticking it through, and thanks again, viewers, for putting up with me and my idiocy with muting myself. We'll be back within the next 10 minutes. I'll be setting up the server now. Once the scores are put in ahead, we'll get back into it and we'll kick things off for the final round of the night, round 3, for the first person ESU OCE Open Division League. We'll be back soon. Thanks, guys.
Is a healer. I don't wanna give it time. I want everything the way it was before I walked in my life. Time might give the answers. I don't wanna waste more time. I want everything the way it was before I walked in my life. Now moving on, moving on, moving on. Now moving on, gonna get on with my life. Now moving on, moving on, moving on.
All right, guys, welcome back to round 3 of the ESU first-person perspective open division for PUBG. Nah, I gotcha. You thought I muted myself, didn't ya? But anyway, back into it in all sincerity. I appreciate you guys' patience and the ability to have a bit of a laugh with me about that. Won't be happening again this round. Some strong plays going out last game there. I just want to give out an honourable mention to the guys who are currently on the leaderboard at the top. We've got Mikhail and Rips from Team ITB 24/7. They're currently on 202 points right now. Very closely followed behind by Wyke, Macau and Intunes from Team Eclipse. Now these guys here on Team Eclipse are following behind, only just trailing at 197. So 5 points difference between them, guys. This could be the deciding round between these two teams as to who really takes this out. I think the next closest team trailing behind is at 175 points, which is LGN White, Lil Mama T, and Lukey and Lil Bang, or Headless Bang as I'm going to like to call him from now on. I think... Well, actually, hold on a second. I'm mistaken. I'm completely mistaken here. Round 1 first place is actually taken out by Republic of China, which is Lima and Brody. Those guys are on 217 points. So those are your top 3 teams right now. You got Republic of China. We've got Waikik Macau. And then we've also got Mikhail up there ripped as well. So these are going to be the guys to watch out and contend for the for the final top 10. If they get in there, it's going to be very close spread. I think the kills in the last game is really what's going to define who's going to be coming out on top if these 3 strong teams can remain in the top 10. Jumping on board now to the plane. Again, not going to be able to hear anything until everybody has touched down on the ground. I think what we might do for this round is the first guy to jump, we're going to get on board with, or the first person I see getting close to the ground we'll get on board with, and we'll see if there's anything interesting and particularly different that people do once they land early, because there's going to be still perhaps another 40 players on plane waiting to jump out now, and it looks like Power AU is going to be one of the first to land. I don't know if he's going straight down at the moment. No, he's actually not going straight down to the ground. If he goes straight down, he's going to hit probably 234 kilometers, which is going to get him much closer in. But he is moving in very closely to the barracks area with Bullet L on the Sosnovka military island. And all the way at the top, where they finished last game, is Fat Hitler as well. So back pretty much in Stalber in the last drop zone. Now remember, we did see the boys drop earlier in that match and head back up to the spawn island, but nobody seems to be going for that tactic right now. Jumping on board with Zaki, there is an altercation happening now between Zaki, Power AU, and Baden, and also Bullet L here. I did get a request from one of the viewers, Dalbatron, to try and get more third-person perspective. Now, it is a little bit hard to get to just jump from cam like that in a third-person perspective. We can see that Baden got a couple of shots off there on a Power AU. I think this is the perspective you want to see, but you also really want to get that aim-down sight perspective when they're chasing someone like this. So I'll try and see if I can find a compromise here, as we can see Power AU taking a couple of hits as he moves up into level 2 of that barrack building. In close proximity, pushing at them from the west side now, taking shots down range. See Zaki and Baden making a move right now on the ground level, with Zaki having an over-under shotgun. No, sorry, he's got the pump action there with Power AU going down now. Bullet L, going to try and see what he does. He goes for an outside jump, tries to flank around, see if he can capitalize here. Looks like Zaki rolling up behind. Not able to put those shots down range, and the problem there is that if Zach went for that, he's going to expose himself to Bullet L, letting him understand his proximity in respect to where that shot came from, because he's got the shotgun. It's only going to do about 10-15 damage at that distance. Baden running around with the M416 trying to find. Looks like Zaki knows where he is. He's going to pull up on him. Both got a pump action shotty. Bullet L going to have the advantage if he was looking down, but he wasn't looking down to the west, and he takes a headshot from the S1897, unfortunately. Looking very relaxed there, Bullet L. Rest in peace and have a good night and enjoy the rest of the cast tonight. Hopefully, hopefully you can hear me for the rest of it. So Baden and Zaki taking out the props there early on in Sosnovka Military Island. Ace Gun 77, one of the other Ace 77 players in the server. Is there any correlation between them? Do you guys know? I'd love to know if there's a bit of history between them there. And we just see him moving in the middle island between the Sunken City and the northern part across the river. Not really have anything where he is right now. He's quite isolated from loot. We can see 1, 2 teams trying to get into Georgia Pole. I think X has got the advantage here for getting into the container yard. RJM official, not too far away on very low health. Probably looking to get early in for some medical supplies. K's the Untamed has gone north. So Bink and Zen, very close proximity inside of the container yard right now. As we jump up, have a little bit of a sticky beak around to see where everyone's going. Looks like Cage is heading west into the apartments area of Georgia Pole. And we can see Bink coming back in from the housing projects over on the west side of the lower Georgia Pole area. Not much else to really see here. Yeah, he's going around the outskirts north. Couldn't tell if that was desync. It was definitely desync. That looked a little bit strange to me that he would just continue driving into the water for no reason without being in a contact there. So, Bink potentially being one of our higher pinging desyncing players at the moment. I don't know how that's going to affect the gameplay when it comes to battles a little bit later on. We'll see who else is outside the circle at the moment. We've got Batchu, Tofu, Wangzo down in the Ferry Pier area. Rafi and Stephen Hawkins around Quarry. Just looting up at the moment. Got himself the revolver pistol, 7 rounds loaded in at the moment. He's been through the warehouse. Doesn't look like he's really found anything there apart from that revolver. So, just picked up a Car 98K. As we can see Revsy moving west to east, getting into a closer proximity to Boonsy at Ace 77, the other Ace 77 player. Perhaps the original. I don't know what the go is there. But Boonsy now firing a couple of shots. Ace firing a couple of shots. You can see What in Tarnation trying to avoid them moving. Well, I don't know. We're experiencing a little bit of lag here by the look of things. What in Tarnation desyncing all over the place. High traffic on the server. We might be having a few issues early on with this many people in close proximity to one another. We'll see what the guys are doing. Dalbatron and Sting. I think it was Dalbatron that had mentioned earlier that we should try and focus a little bit more on third person. So I'll try and find a balance there for you guys. As he's looting one of the bunkers at the moment with a UAV at his disposal, I should say. With Sting holding down the opposite bunker on the north side to him. They are still within arm's reach of Zaki and Baden. Zaki, perhaps, we'll see where he's at, whether he can hear that vehicle or not. I think very, very low bass hums coming through that factory now. So Zaki might be comming to Baden that he does potentially have an audible contact with Jaki and Twerkfish. Pardon me. Looting up at the Novoprenoi container yard right now. Uncontested. They're going to have a very good time here. They have all the time in the world to get into the next circle, which is only a couple hundred meters to the northwest of the current location that we can see Sharky in. And we're going to move back out. We can see that Reaper is just bandaging up, about to stim now. Okay, now I'm lost. Have we got a dead player that has bugged out or potentially... I think that was just an empty corpse. That would have played some tricks on the mind, I suppose, if these guys had killed them, probably putting a couple of extra rounds down range thinking he was still alive there. Might have been a disconnect or a rage quit, potentially. But looks like Hooks and Reaper reaping the benefits, should I say. As we can see, Juice in contact at... I don't know what to call this place now. It's just halfway on the road between school and... Sorry, between school and Pachinki. Bongs AU and Jake's holding up the double reds right now. Got some nice cover there. As you can see, Juice is trying to get a push here. Jump on board in first person. Juice now starting to push away off the flank. Potentially opening himself up to Jake and Bongs. Snoog taking a few shots down range from Jake. Chuck the X-ray vision on now. We can see exactly where Juice is on the right side in regards. He's moving uphill trying to just get the hell out of dodge there. Snoog now meeting up right behind that Deathalade. And Juice just doesn't want a part of it. He's trying to get out On the edge of the red dead zone. He's very far away from his partner. These guys might be having a bit of an argument here saying, where are you going? Why are you leaving me behind? I think in this situation, it's not going to work out very well for Snoog, knowing that Boggs and AU are trained on his current location. Unless Juice is actually going to go for a wide rear flank from the west side, it's going to spell trouble for Snoog. We'll see what these guys can see from here. It's actually well guarded from behind 2 buildings across to the east. So Snoog might be able to get his way out of here, but it looks like he did get abandoned very early on by his teammate, just getting left to fend for himself. So hopefully Juice does push a flank here. I don't know. Snoog is moving further inland towards the Reds. You can see Little Bang and Little Mama right now. I believe the current leaderboard is up there in the top 3. Also against Lima and Brody, who are currently leading in 217. So these guys are going to have plenty of time right now to loot up. Rocking the Pan, the UMP, a silenced pistol as well. Happily geared with a level 2 backpack as well. Probably going to need to get themselves a level 2 helmet or something higher. I see Little Bing also sporting level 2 backpack. Level 1 single tier helmet. And also has the micro Uzi. Now, okay, I think I was wrong. Snoog Togi is actually going to be pushing a flank against Bongs AU. So is Juice FPZ. BZ, pardon me. Now, these guys are completely unaware. I think they believe that Snoog and Juice are still over there on the east side. They're playing very cautiously. They're still looking to the east. Completely exposed now outside of their building. If Juice just looks over, he's going to find them. They're within line of sight right now. They're going to be crossing over from east to west towards the Darcy. As soon as they light that engine up, they're going to start taking fire. As you can see, Jake taking a hell of a lot of fire incoming, with Juice knocking out Bongs AU. Coming in from the southwest, putting shots down range on a Jake. Can't really see Snoog in this firefight right now, but Juice actually not abandoning Snoog and coming back and putting in the hard yard. Snoog looking like he wanted to get the hell out of there, but he's coming back downhill. Jake gonna need to met up. Just gets himself back up to about 80% health using the first aid kit there. His helmet's completely ruined. See Snoog going back for the same angle that he exited from in the first place. We can see Roydy also on the outside of the circle. RGM official, Zhen, Bink, and Tofu Wangzo now moving up. Tofu Wangzo was playing solo before. And he's got Batchu with him this game. So, good work last game, Tofu Wangzo. Hopefully with your teammate there, it can increase the morale and you guys can get back further up on the leaderboard. We jump back on with Snoog Togi. Knows the general direction of where Jake is, but not able to get some shots down range with a visual. Might have heard Jake open that door on the roof. Gets one shot right side on the shoulder of Jake. Puts him down another 30% of health. Red zone. Big cluster coming in on the south side of their current location. See Jake taking cover now as he's getting approached from Snoog Togi. Opposite side of the road, we've got Juice as well. So they're looking for some opposing angles to try and pincer Jake. Looks like Snoog is going to come upstairs. Try and get himself a shot there from outside of that northwestern door. Jake still looking around. I think he knows where Snoog is and what Snoog's anticipation is. 2 shots going down range. None hitting. Big peek on the left side. Goes past the window on the right. Jake's going to have to reload here. I think he switches to micro Uzi. Not really the best weapon of choice at the range that they've currently got, especially if he's going to be in full auto. Juice probably looking for an angle right now. Can't seem to see it. Now he's got eyes on him. Oh, he just saw the helmet of Jake. Unfortunately, not able to capitalize on it. We bring the X-ray up. He can just see the helmet again. He's going to be able to put a shot down range. 1, 2, puts it in. Juice FPZ finally kills Jake 2142. Unfortunately, Jake going down early again in the game. So that's 2 rounds we've seen him go down. Predominantly early around the 50 kill margin, and not too far from here lately. He's been dying around this sort of area, so it hasn't been a very fruitful open division for the boys tonight. But you never know. The points that they can place for each particular match is going to make up in the end. And you can see his corpse lying down on the floor there as Juice comes up and tries to get potentially a little bit of meds and maybe some extra ammo off that body. I'm going to pull out now. I'm going to have a look at RJM Official. Dead set, taken heavy damage inside of the blue. Second evolution of the circle. 159 remaining on the clock. Looks comfortable with his current setting. Not too interested in pulling out bandages or anything like that. He's either critically in dire need of some first aid, or he's super comfortable with what he's got in tow, going to be using a first aid kit. No, he's taking a stim instead. I don't think that he has what it takes to be able to get himself back up to full health at a very, very short time. Sharky and Twerkfish now getting pushed slightly out of their comfort zone from Nova Pranoi. Perhaps they've got a boat nearby that they can utilize. Apologize for the frame drops and the slow rendering sometimes when I come into these bigger cities. It just seems that PUBG only likes to, I suppose, load assets as you come across them, which when you come across large cities like this can have a little bit of an impact on the game. But these guys looking very comfortable. No boats to be seen anywhere around, so unfortunate for them. They're going to get either the necessity of having to find road transport, or they're going to have to find the courage to try and make that swim, unless Sharky himself is going to try and run across that east checkpoint or choke point bridge, so to speak. Down in Rolls, got Reaper in contact with Heyopa and Eco right now. Frag going up. That's going to finish off Heyopa right now. Another frag going up. I think it's close enough proximity. Well, we can actually spectate the range on those frags, so we know that within about a 5-meter distance, he's got a chance. Nice aggressive plays there, getting on board first person with Hook X. He's taking an energy drink. He wants to try and stim up. There might be some moments here where a critical amount of damage at a low hit point value might allow him to stay alive if he is able to heal a couple of points right now. Moving up, we can see Heyopa trying to get into a safe distance away from the main entrance as Eco is going for the revive. We can see Hook trying to come upstairs now. Getting pushed. On board, first person with Eco. Jumping past in the hallway. Shots need to go down range here because the smoke is very heavy. It's hard to see. We can see with the X-ray vision that he was on target, but no one had crossed over the corridor way, which had a gap inside it. So that left him open. Unfortunately, Reaper and Hooks, fortunate for them, taking the win there in that particular altercation, which is going to leave them a little bit more loot in tow and the ability to stay inside the zone that's closest, I suppose, the acute angle, which is going to buy them even more time if they need to push north, depending on their feeling of how their circle's going to end up. RJM Official driving in now, making a very big move here from all the way out at hospital on the west side. Must have found himself some first aid, but he's got Jen left behind. Unfortunate for Jen. We can see Juice FBZ now in contact at Nutshot's Love Shack. Genghis Kanye West holding on the north wall, and Juice FBZ pushing. Getting pushed now from the north side. A car coming in. Juice about to come into contact now with Genghis. Juice putting those shots down range onto Genghis with the AKM. Getting him down. Converting that into a kill point. Securing that win there on the Love Shack. Giving them the ability to stay a little bit more in their comfort zone. So we can see Mikhail also just chilling inside a building. No one else to contend them. A couple of guys got some nice hard cover inside the respective zone areas. Little Bing over here with Mama T. Little Mama T. I think this is, if I'm not mistaken, this might be Love Shack number 2. Shots now still raining in at Juice FBZ. Coming from Zaki, I think, in Baden. Oh, definitely come from Zaki and Baden. These guys need to shoot the tires out of the car. If they do that, they can immobilize Juice and Zopi. Okay, so now he has to worry about Zopi right now. Baden finally getting that kill on Zopi. There's a free car for them and a lot of loot at that compound. I think 3 bodies in that vicinity. Potentially 4 bodies they're going to be able to utilize. You can see Wango going DBNO when his partner flying the death right there. Batchu getting the kill on Deathstalk with the Scar L. More shots coming in as Tofu Wangzo are going to need to get revived here. Trying to figure out now where these shots are coming in from. Most likely the guys here at Mansion look like they're closest contenders. Unless it is Zaki. I believe that's probably highly unlikely at that distance. I don't think it is Zaki at all, no. So, probably guys at Mansion putting a little bit of heat down there on Tofu Wangzo. Blow Zeph looking nice and comfortable there. Jagged Jack, also Red Snowers and Riotous Madman looking very comfortable. Twerkfish and Zaki made their way out of Nova Prenoy. We can see RJM Official not too far ahead of Mikhail and Ripped, one of the top contenders in the top 3 tonight, as we see the players starting to congregate all the way towards the middle on Flow Zeph. Flow Zeph going to have an advantage here if these guys pull into any of the buildings on the west side in the vicinity within about 100-150 meters, which it looks like is about to happen. Twitchy, Flow Zeph, close proximity. They can hear the vehicles. I don't think they're going to engage here. Moving back and forth to see Twitchy in eye shot of Fappy right here. Fapple, sorry. Going on board with Twitchy, taking a couple of shots at the guys on the bikes, completely giving away his position. Now, you got to remember, this is first person, so these guys can't augment that camera to look around them. They're going to be basing the player positioning off what they can hear acoustically. And that's just given Twitchy his position away by shooting at those guys on the bike. Fapple, about to come into some close contact here with Roy Day. I think, well, it looks like Roy just knocked out Flozef, and Twitchy got the kill. Fapple getting eyes on. Roy Day trying to get into cover here. See Fapple taken a hell of a lot of fire there, getting put down to about 10% health as Twitchy is being left to fend for himself, but Roy Day getting the drop and putting down Fapple. So a nice gunfight there. Looks like Fapple and his teammate got separated on the ground level. One going towards office and the other upstairs. And having been split like that, depending on comms between one another at that distance, it didn't work out for him. So you got Twitchy and Royday to the victor goes the spoils. There are a total of 3 cars now for them to be able to utilize, which if for Brink and also for K's Untamed, if they're going to need some transport and they go and press an assault on that building, should the circle condense into that direction, and what we can hear, Reaper actually trying to honk a couple of times and gain a little bit of notoriety here. I think he's been heard, but Roy and Twitchy are uninterested, but still 3 cars in the vicinity for those guys to be able to utilize later on. So Hook and Reaper 1 feeling very comfortable, but they are coming right up now on Little Bang. Little Bang potentially going to jump off here in full auto. No, he anticipates they're coming upstairs now. They're inside, bottom level. Around the office, we can see Lil Mama T coming on the push. Jumping on board with Lil Mama T now. Gets the drop and puts Reaper down. One more in tow. These guys, level 3 helmet, unaffected because they're getting shot at center of mass, getting put down. Lil Mama T putting down Reaper and Hooks with the UMP-11, getting us down to 36 players left on the server. We can see a little bit more with Bink here in contact. Sharky down at 5 to 10% health right now, as we can also see Feld about to get some contact between Sharky and Twerkfish. Not having eye shot. Left side might have just seen Twerkfish now. Potentially knows he's moving left to right. Hasn't seen him get into the house. Given the opposition the ability to start healing should they have the medical supplies to do so. We'll jump on board with Sharky and see if he does have that, which it looks like he has. A full first aid kit. Sorry, medical kit has gotten him to full health, with Brink held up in a nice compound. Sharky not so nice. These guys, if they need to get outside and find other angles to approach, if the circle moves in this direction, he's going to leave them completely exposed. They can move around defilades to the south, but it's going to put them into contact with Tofu Wungo. We can hear Generation Aussie at Mansion, nice and safe. Fat Hitler and Jagger Jack. We just jumped on board at the right time with Jagger Jack killing Boonsy. We can see Zen in the other building pressing. Rodney also and Fat Hitler moving around on the west side, on the north of this compound, looking to finalize the other 2 contenders in the area as the crate has dropped. Looking to get a little bit better loot towards endgame right now. Rodney completely exposed to Zen. Zen got the drop from above and Rodney going down with Jagger Jack taking that shot, putting him in a very uncomfortable position. He was very close to his teammate there who was in contact, but he didn't want to back up towards Hitler. So Zen now on top of the wall. He's slightly fallen off. I made a mistake there in judgment, but with the angles that these guys have, they can hold down Hitler's current position. We can see White Kick Macau moving over to the west, not really having any effect on Jagger Jack or Zen. Zen now looking to go for the push, perhaps. It's interesting these guys are in a bit of a Mexican standoff. I think you got to keep in mind that the points are going to make a huge difference, and when it's 2v1 and Fat Hitler knowing it's 2v1, he's going to try and have to try. Fat Hitler's going to have to try and make the right decision here. So Jagged Jack, nice and comfortable, still there on the 3rd story. I think Hitler's going to try and get in that Dacia. Probably believing every time he makes a move, it's getting Zen closer and closer to him. But Zen is anticipating that Hitler's going to try and make a move here. Probably should have a bit more situational awareness that there are 2 cars there at his disposal. Throwing a projectile. It's a frag. See Fat Hitler inside the car. He's jumped by accident potentially into the seat there of that buggy. He might have had no fuel or something because he's just decided he wants to run away. Or either that or it's desync. That Hitler trying to make a getaway here. And he does. He gets lucky and he's using the trees to obscure himself, but he just still managed to go dead west. Look at all the trees that he had here at his disposal. He's got 2, 3 on the right to obscure himself and about 6 on the left, but he went straight down this clearing. On board now with Kissimmee. Holding tight on the door. Try and get Mikhail's perspective. If he looks up, pre-fires and peaks, he might be able to do a bit of damage here. I'm just going to move back and try and give you guys the ability to make your own opinion on how this is going to play out, because we've got Ripped on the outside, making sure that no one's going to jump down on a flank, at least on the north. Mikhail making a lot of noise in here. Checking rooms, doing the right thing, clearing the bottom level. He probably knows someone's staring at him from up the stairs. Needs to make the right decision here. We can still hear another set of people in contact. Gonna run over and see what's happening between Tabanga, Subi, and Zaki. Baden going down in that, getting knocked outside of the play zone. Shots coming in on Subi. I think potentially coming from either Roy or from Felds. I think it's Roy putting some shots down range. Subi just dying outside of the play zone. Roy Day finally killing Tabanga. Zaki about to take a shot, center of mass. 1, 2, and that puts him down. Twitchy kills Zaki with the Groza at a distance of about 100, 125 meters. Gonna jump back on board with Roy Day. You can just see now that 2 have died outside of the play zone. Roy Day unable to capitalize on that and gain those kills to add to the tally for their points. Jumping back to Mikhail and Gucci Tofu and Kissimmee. 2 frags going. Sorry, 1 frag going in. Flashbang going in. Mikhail on the push. Nice pre-fire. Looks like he's got a bit of first-person competitive experience here, potentially external to playing PUBG, with his anticipation that there would be someone up the stairs there. Nice to see him making a choice actively in pre-firing those stairs. Sharky in contact right now. Looks like he's up to heal. Got Zen and Jagged Jack recently in contact. No issues right now for them holding nice and tight on their compound. Mikhail making his way upstairs, pushing towards a small hallway. As he looks up, there's 2 up there when he pre-fires. No hits. Close, but no cigar. I'm going to jump upstairs and get a better angle on what the 2 up here are doing. It looks like we're still looting at a very critical time. Kissimmee, unable to knock everything off on the shopping list early in the game. So, still in dire need of something perhaps. Maybe just the anxiety getting to them about the necessity for having some ammo tailored to their needs. Back on board with Mikhail. I think Mikhail really wants to push here. Best thing these guys could do is, if they can get out from the north side, as they're going to get pushed from the guys at the crate right now. That circle's going to crawl in 3 seconds, and Sharky is going to have to make his way into the top side of the compound. This could lead to dire consequences if the boys upstairs see that the area is contested from the north, knowing that Mikhail is going to have to fight them off and fend for themselves from the north side. It's going to allow them to jump down and push out or jump over the balcony. Should they have the balcony open right now, it's going to play very valuable to Kissimmee and Tofu. Balcony is not open, so they don't have the quick escape. They've actually had so many opportunities right now to run out to the south and cover up behind a tree, moving further into the necessary play area for the zone. As Mikhail runs straight past the door, baiting these guys to use their ammunition. Overconfident right there. Risky plays. But I like it. This is the stuff that makes PUBG interesting. It has to make you think, why is he doing that? Why would he run straight past that open area? This is probably the reason. Sharky's sitting up here with his, I think it's a SCAR that he's got in hand. 4 times scope on it. Definitely the SCAR with a suppressor. Kissimmee now puts some shots downstairs as he gets Mikhail on the stairs. Down but not out. Gets greedy to try and convert that kill. Takes a sustainable amount of damage, comparable to about 50% of his health, as his teammate Gucci Tofu puts down Ripped with the UMP. 12 players left alive inside the zone. I managed to find a way to work around that med bug between switching from characters, and that is to go into the third person free look. So we're on the east, currently the east of Sharky and Twerkerfish as they move throughout the central north, coming down around the eastern flank of Bink. Gucci Tofu, not exposed but known to be at the north side. Flanking around to the west is Kissimmee. Puts some shots into the window but hasn't got nothing heavy until right then. Couple of shots to the center of the mass, which is going to really punish. Oh my god, he's coming into very close contact here. 14 rounds left, 10-7 as he reloads, running window to window, and it looks like he's going to go in and make this final point conversion as Kaze the Untamed is unable to prevent Kissimmee getting the finalization on Bink. Bink could have come and capitalized on that situation right there. Kaze would have seen that, thanking his lucky stars that the contenders did not turn around and put the hurt on him for that situation, as Kissimmee is going to get pushed in. Blue zone. Getting closer, ever so closer with Gucci Tofu out. Sharky putting shots down range to the west side. Finalizes on Kissimmee, so Gucci Tofu and Kissimmee finally out on the west side of the zone. It's down to 3 alive. Individuals 1v1v1 right now, and right now Sharky having the best advantage for holding the zone. If he takes the initiative and is able to find a way to get himself as far up in some sort of cover around the north side, he's going to be able to get people on the push. They're going to have no choice but to get in on the push. At this distance, remember, if you can see rendered grass, they can see rendered grass. And if they keep that in their minds, they all might be able to make some very strong plays here and prone their way into the zone. They've still got 1 minute. 1 minute is a long enough time to be able to crawl the 75 meters for the person furthest, which is Twitchy on the outside of the circle, to get in. From above, judging by the undulation, I believe that the best ability to survive coming into the circle in prone is probably going to be to Fried Nerd. But both Twitchy and Fried Nerd are going to have to make a move at some point. Sharky making the mistake of coming out too early. As mentioned, he had the safest area out of the 3 in the zone because of the time he's going to need to take to get in. He has the advantage of playing slow here. Jumping on first person, he knows Twitchy's given away his rough location, his approximate area because of the sound. Even within 100 meters, you're going to hear that suppressor. Sharky is able to make a move here. Remember, Sharky also suppressed. Fried Nerd coming in on the east side. We could see Twitchy moving in closer to the central side. Twitchy and Fried Nerd. Fried Nerd getting the drop on Twitchy here. No, it's the other way around, actually. Sharky getting the drop. Fried Nerd putting a few rounds down range in a close proximity. Twitchy knows where Fried Nerd is now. First person advantage is given away. The advantage has been given away, and it's going to leave Twitchy outside of the circle, but he's able to pull it together, getting 6 kills all together on the board between Fried Nerd and Roy Day. Team number 2, we've got, Twitchy and Roy Day. Team number 2, we've got Fried Nerd and Generation Aussie. We have Sharky and Twerkerfish coming in 3rd also. Gucci Tofu and Kissimmee getting 5 kills between them. So teams 3 and 4 with 5 kills also. Zen 1, Jagger Jack, 9 kills altogether. Zen putting in a lot of work here. I think he's got probably the most kills so far this round. Still hasn't beaten the top score of the night, which was, I believe, accumulated by Wide Tip Michael. Bink and Kaze the Untamed. They are currently 6th place, 0 kills. Lil Mama, Lil Bang, or Headless Bang as I call him, 5 kills between him in 7th. Ripped and Mikhail again on the leaderboard. I think this might be enough to keep them up there. Lil Mama and Ripped, a few more kills up there on the board. So we'll see when the scores come in and the tally, how close these top 3 teams manage to get. Yika Macau, why Kicker Macau? And In Tune, staying again in the top 10, putting in some hard yards there. Riders Badman and Red Snow Wouse. Think I butchered your name there. Coming in 10th place, our last for the top 10 leaderboard. Feld 17 and Traco with 0 kills. Baden 3 kills. Zaki 2 for 12th place. The Banger and Subi coming in 13th. Back Chu and Tofu Wangzo, 0 kills for Tofu, 1 kill for Batchu at 14th place. Stephen Hawkins and Arafi in 15 with 0 kills apiece. We got Rodney there and Fat Hitler at 0 kills. And Stevie High Roller, 0 kills as well. Ace and Boonsy at 18th place, 0 kills. A Reaper, 3 on the board with Hooks at 1 kill. That's 4 between them all together at 19th place. RJM Official and Zhen, 0 on the board at 20th. 21st is going to be Fapple and Flozef. Deathstalker, again another solo round being seen here, getting played, putting in the hard yards, unable to get into the top 10, but nonetheless a good effort for you for staying in and putting in a 22nd place finish. 23rd for Jopi and Genghis Kanye West. Juice FBZ, pardon me, 3 kills with Snoog Togi. Again, these guys are off the main leader, but they're still staying in contention for those top 25 places. Can carry over for some more points towards the end there. Royal Eskimo leftovers in 25th. Hayoppa Eco coming in. Pardon me, Roy and leftover in 25th. 26th for Hayoppa and Eco. Funsies, Osliam. Funsies actually going in solo as well, so that's another one. There's 2. I think we had 3 last game. Funsies 27th in solo. 28th going to Osliam and Ace Gun 77. Bongs AU and Jake's 21-42 coming in 29th place. Looking at 30th place right here, we've got Revsy and What in Tarnation, 0 on the board. 31st place, Dalbatron and Sting. Shout Dalbatron, thanks for hitting me up, trying to get more third-person perspective. I did try. Hopefully it did make an impact this game for you. I'm sure you saw a lot of it there on coming in 31st. But Ultima and LGN Shadow Poi coming in 32nd. 33 for Sneaky Arab and PX Prog Dog. 34th, Lima and Brody, and not to forget Power AU and Bullet L coming in last at 35th place. Thank you to everyone who participated tonight and everyone in stream who put up with the technical difficulties I was having in the second round. I want to give a shout out and a big thanks to PUBG Tracker and also to Plays TV for helping support and make this event possible. And I hope you guys enjoyed. We will be back next week with another tournament, and also don't forget to jump on the website or check the information in the tiles below. There is a giveaway, and there are some nice prizes out there up for grabs for you guys. As always, tonight and last night, I hope you enjoyed, and I look forward to seeing you guys again. I'll be away next week, but for the following cast after that, I will be back if you guys are willing to have me. Thanks for sticking around. Have a good night. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and keep getting them chicken dinners from everyone here at ESU. Hope you enjoyed the FPP event for OCE. Have a good night, guys.
Fantasy, it's guiding me as it takes me away from you, and I'm drifting away from you.